What's going on, everybody? AW Cobra back with you again for another Smite How I Play Gods. Today's video, as you can see by the god I have pulled up, I'm going to be showcasing Kukulkan, the god of the 9 winds. So, I felt like I should do it a little differently this time based on what I saw in the last video, things I could change and all that. So first I want to just discuss the abilities and stuff and then discuss the build that I use so that way I'm not having to cram it into one match. So the first ability is a projectile. The second ability is basically a speed boost. The third ability is his bread and butter. He basically summons a circle, a tornado that does a lot of tick damage. And his last ability is where he summons his dragon in a line and it does a huge amount of damage. Now, let's talk about his passive. His passive says he has increased magical power by 5% of maximum mana. So, if you have 2,000 mana, 5% of that mana is going to be converted to magical power. So, naturally, Kukulkan's build is going to want to have items that not only give him magical power, but also mana at the same time. And I'm going to show you that in just a second. Your Zephyr, like I said, the projectile, it's basically a more powerful basic attack. You just shoot it, basic attack. It also applies a little bit of a slow, so that's always good. Slipstream, like I said, that's more of your escape or if you're chasing down a target because they're running. Because he does, once it's max level, get an 80% speed boost. Whirlwind, I already said, that's going to be your lane clear. You set it down. Enemies, if they're dumb enough, they'll walk into it and they'll take a bunch of damage. And then 9 winds. This is really hard to hit. It's not really hard, but you get the point. It's not easy. Why? Because it's so powerful. They can't make it super easy to hit. Otherwise, that'd make it broken. All in all, Kukulkan, in my opinion, really overpowered god if put in the right hands. Alright, let's go on over to the item builder to show you how I build it. So, basics, I always get Mage's Blessing. Why? Because you always start Mage's Blessing. Second, I just get 3 health pots, 3 mana pots, and then, now here's where it gets interesting. Let me remove it so we can find it again. Go over to offensive. So, when you look, you have 2 choices. Shoes of the Magi or Shoes of Focus. I'm choosing Shoes of Focus. There's a reduced magical power on it, as you can see by 20 difference, but you're getting that mana on top of cooldown reduction, and as I already said, Kukulkan's passive converts the mana into magical power. So, not only are you getting mana, you're also getting magical power in return on top of that 10% cooldown reduction, which is going to allow you to use your ultimate more often, use any of your abilities more often. So that's why we're getting Shoes of Focus. It's only 50 coins more. But yeah. Additionally, in the start game, you'll have 500 extra gold. So just get a pair of shoes. Just get a pair of shoes. So that way you can move a little bit faster in the early game. Alright. That's that. Next item is going to be Book of Thoth. Let me explain why. Let me pull it up. Alright. Magical power. Mana. Has both. Magic power and mana, so we're going to be doing that. Additionally, Kukulkan's lane clear allows you to build stacks. With Book of Thoth, you permanently get mana every stack. So you're increasing the power while also increasing the power because as you see, 6% of your mana from items is converted to magical power. So this basically doubles off of his passive. It's basically 2 passives for the price of 1. So that's why we're getting Book of Thoth. Our next item is going to be this book called Polynomicon. Let me pull it up. Alright. Magical power, mana. So it has that basic kit. Additionally, we're starting to build magical lifesteal. Why? it'll give us a little more sustain. Alright, it's passive. After using an ability, your next basic attack within the next 8 seconds, 75% of your magical power as additional magical damage. So what that's saying is, if I hit somebody with my projectile, the buffed basic attack, my next basic attack is going to do 75% more damage. So I'm basically getting 2 projectiles at a time. Or if I use Whirlwind, my next basic attack will do bonus damage. It's basically good for burst damage and sustain. So that's why we got Polynomicon on the list. Alright, this item, Spear of the Magnus, or something like that. I don't think I see a lot of players use this, but when you see the passive, you're going to wonder why people don't use it. Yeah, Spear of the Magus. Alright, so basically it has that magical power. No mana this time, but there's a small little trade-off of why I don't have the mana. So its passive is subsequent hits of the same ability deal 6% increased damage, stacking 6 times. This combos really well with his Whirlwind ability. Why? Because if you get hit by his Tornado Whirlwind ability, you're taking tick damage from the same ability multiple times. I think it's 6 times, so if not, it's more. So this pairs really well because every time you take that tick, the damage is going up. It's going up. It's going up. Not only to mention, you're already building a lot of magical power, so it's going up by a lot. Additionally, it has that small amount of magical penetration, which is always nice. So, next item you want, Spear of the Magus. Alright. Now, we're starting to get into more items that you don't see Kukulkan players use, but I use it because I just like to have fun with him. He's a fun guy to use. Alright, let me find it. I think it's called Bancroft's Talon. It has 100 magical power, 15% magical lifesteal, and on top of that, gives you a little more mana. Alright, here's what the passive is. It says, I gain additional magical power and lifesteal from missing health. So, if I am getting ganked out the wazoo in a tight corner or crap like that, I put my tornado down on top of me. So that way they start taking tick damage so I get a lot of lifesteal back. And then I just launch my ult or use my projectile or whatever. I'm doing bonus magical power damage because of this ability's passive. And I'm getting extra lifesteal to keep me in the fight and keep me alive as long as possible so I can do the most damage. Kukulkan's that kind of god who's like a glass cannon. So I'm building him lifesteal because, well, not fully lifesteal, but you get the idea. I want to be able to survive a fight if I can, while also dishing out a crap ton of damage. Alright, next item. This one was a hard choice for me, but after testing it, I feel like it has made its place on the list for me. Let's go find it. I think it's called Typhon's Fang or some nonsense like that. Yeah, Typhon's Fang. So, gives you magical power, gives you mana, gives you more lifesteal, so you have more sustain, and it also has 10% magical penetration. So, have that. You have 4 things you're getting from one item, and look at the passive. Your healing obtained from magical lifesteal is increased by 40%. That means I'm getting more sustain because I already have 2 lifesteal items technically. And lastly, the ability is your magical power is increased by twice the amount of magical lifesteal you have. So, if we just apply all the magical lifesteal items and we look, I already have 42% magical lifesteal. If we double that, that's 84 magical power. Buffed. On top of all the magical power we already have. So, alright. And then the last item, once you get to late game, you're going to sell your boots. I understand you're losing mana, but let's look at this next item. Soul Reaver. So the boots had like 250 mana. This one, a little bit more mana and even more magical power on top of magical penetration. Now, I understand you're sacrificing your cooldown reduction, but at the same time, you shouldn't have to worry about the cooldown reduction if you're one-shotting every god out there with Kukulkan. Passive, it just does 2% of target's maximum health, so it's more of a tank destroyer and stuff like that. So that's why we have that in the kit. Ugh. I have not thought about what item to build after that, because usually it doesn't get that late game. But you wouldn't sell your boots, actually. You would sell your Magi's Blessing first for Soul Reaver. Then if you get to late game, you would buy... Where is it? You would buy an Elixir of Speed. You'd sell your boots. And then you'd apply your Elixir of Speed. Then you'd get some other item that gives you more magical power and stuff like that. Honestly... Let's do... Wait, what? No. 1, 2. Okay, I had that wrong. Never mind. So, these 6 items would be the final initial build. Once you get that first, and this, and this would be 6 items. Then you would sell the Magi's Blessing and get Typhon's Fang. That's 6 items. Then, once you get enough, you would get an Elixir of Speed, sell the boots, and end up with all of these things. Okay, so I was right. I had it right. Okay. Just make sure you get the Elixir of Speed and apply it before you sell your boots, because then you're going to be moving slow inside of Syrup. Alright, so when we look at the final stats, we have 700... Oh my goodness. 732 magical power. That is a lot. On top of the 84 magical power, so we're already in the 800s threshold. We have a crap... I don't think this applies the Book of Thoth buff, but that's going to push us over the edge, probably to 900. So we're pretty much maxing out with Kukulkan. We don't have any cooldown, but it doesn't really matter because we're literally one-shotting gods. But yeah, this is my build. This is how I'm going to build it in the game. So yeah, let me hop right into a match and we'll show it off for a little bit. Okay, so we finally found a game. I'm going to be doing this section a little bit differently from my last video with Ymir. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to record the gameplay first, and then underneath the gameplay I'm going to do a little voiceover of me kind of just describing what's going on and why I'm doing these things and all that good stuff. Alright, so the first thing I want to kick off with is the first starting build. Firstly, I got Mage's Blessing, the $500 boots, and 3 health and 3 mana pots. Now, in my last video, somebody asked, why do I buy health pots and mana pots if I don't use them? Because I guess I wasn't using them with Ymir in the last video. And that's a really good question. So, the health and mana pots, think of it more of as insurance. You don't need them, but it's good to have. It's kind of like if you're taking a lot of damage or you run out of mana, you have it. But if you're not running out of health or mana, you don't need it, but you still have it just in case. It's like I have health insurance. So that way if I do get sick or get injured, that health insurance has me covered. Well, since I'm not getting sick or injured, I'm just paying a fee for no reason. Well, I could cancel it, and if I did cancel it, I'd suffer a lot more than if I didn't cancel it. So it's just like insurance. You get the health and mana pots just in case. Alright, so as you see already in the game, I'm putting out a lot of pressure with my tornado. Now, I don't know if I already discussed this, but the first skill point I put in was for my tornado. Why? Because you see how big that tornado is. It's practically covering a good portion of the tower. So not only can I hit the minions with it, it's an easy hit on the gods as well. So I can do poke damage along with clearing lane super effectively, which means these enemy gods really can't push forward. Now you see on your screen Ares is trying to get the pressure on the Artemis, so me and Kepri are trying to just defend her. She needs to back up, but we're going to do our best to protect her. Ares slowly getting poked out, but as you know, he is a tank, so he's going to be bruising damage. I'd say in this match, we probably want to try and take out the enemy Kukulkan and the enemy Yanis best we can. But again, just use your 3, clear the lane, and just make sure they can't get any form of pressure, because the moment Kukulkan gets out pressured, he's useless. Now you see on your screen, I just got the blue shoes because it gives me that mana, that cooldown reduction, all that good stuff, and I'm already getting 34 additional magical power because of my mana. So that's practically the amount of one item, which I've already bought in one item, but that one item comes with its own magical power, so that's good. I hit level 5. Always, always, always get your ult at level 5, just because your ult is it's a beast. And there I go, launching it, and I'm about to kill him. Oh my gosh, he meditated. Yep, I'm just trying to basic attack him because my abilities aren't up. You saw there, my basic attacks don't do a whole heck of a lot. I'm more of an ability-based god. Oh, that was a really nice whirlwind by me. I was trying to secure the Giannis kill right there. Fortunately, he gets away, but it's no big deal. We come away with 1 kill at the end of the day. Don't get too aggressive with Kukulkan. He is a glass cannon, so he will die super quickly if out of position. So you kind of got to play the waiting game with him, because you really can play the waiting game with him. His tornado allows you to play that waiting game. So make sure you're letting your teammates take the front lines while you take the back lines, allowing them to secure the damage, soak up the damage, then you swoop in and shut everything down. Alright, as you see, I'm just going back to mana. Making sure I always have mana. Like I said, if I some reason run out of mana, I got those mana pots. If I lose a lot of health, I got those health pots. It's just that good insurance. Alright, clearing that mana. Additionally, clearing the camps gives you some XP. So, not only are you getting that buff, you're getting that XP. Alright, I'm backing here because I want to start building my next item, which is, I've already shown you, Book of Thoth. That's going to give me more mana and all that power. So yeah, we're just going to go back to lane, and we're probably going to start farming again. As you see on your screen in the top right corner, because we're farming so effectively, and we already have 1 kill, we're pretty far ahead. Well, I wouldn't say pretty far, but we have more levels than them. That's really all that matters, because eventually it's just going to snowball and snowball and snowball, and they're not going to be able to do anything. Alright, I hit the enemy gods while also hitting the minions, which is awesome. As you see, I was trying to line up an ult. I didn't want to use it because the more I use it, you're going to see how much more difficult it can be to hit. Fortunately, we do have a Kepri, so his pull can usually lead to something. See, I could have ulted there, which actually I am. And boom, I confirmed the kill. Kepri pulled him out, which forced him into tower range. Artemis is regressing that. That lock, ooh, a really good confirmed kill right there. Yeah, the Kepri's doing a lot of good stuff with crowd control. He's making my abilities hit easier. Artemis's abilities hitting easier. That Kepri's being a real nuisance to them. So yeah, if you can, try and find gods that pair well with Kukulkan as well. So that way, just makes it even more difficult for the enemy team to play up. Some good combos that I've seen while playing Kukulkan. Heimdallr is pretty good, but honestly, he's good with any team just because of how broken he is right now. Ymir would probably work well with him just because that freeze is like a 2-second freeze, and his Kukulkan's ult and Tornado usually take a little bit to cast. You see there, I just used my steroided one, that basic attack on steroids. Ooh. Okay, you may be wondering why I just puried right there. So, essentially, we almost confirmed the kill on Giannis, so I got a little aggressive. Unfortunately, I think I missed a few basic attacks, so I couldn't confirm him. And then Ares came in and started doing a crap ton of damage to me, so I was like, uh-oh, I need to dip out. So, in the process of dipping out, Ares did ult me, so I had the beads there, otherwise I was dead. So, you can't get too aggressive, like I say. If I get too aggressive, I am literally dead because I have a 115 second on my beads. If I do another aggressive push like that without being safe, I will die. Because Ares' ult is only like 60 seconds, so he'll have that before I have my next set of beads. So I'm gonna die if I get way too aggressive. There you see I cast my ult, it misses. You can easily just sidestep it if it's not lined up. So that's what I mean by you gotta have some accuracy with it. Alright. Now, if we look at the bottom right with my abilities, I'm still maxing my 3. That thing is a lane clear beast. So that's kind of the reason why we haven't slowed down the pace at all, because we're clearing lanes so fast they really don't have anything to push off of except themselves. And the only aggressor who can actually initiate something on their team is the Ares. Unfortunately, Ares is getting poked to no end, and we also have our own Khepri to shut down stuff. As you see the pull, oh, the ult by Ares, good beads by teammate, but that did not save him from a Kukulkan. But yeah, that was a really good pull that allowed me to hit my tornado. Unfortunately, oh my goodness, I just hit that Giannis for so much. Unfortunately, it was an Ares, so he's going to survive that no matter what, usually. But, yeah, we already got half health Phoenix. All that good stuff. The ult. Don't know why he ulted the lane. He's probably trying to hit us. I missed my steroided basic attack. Artemis is hurt, so I'm just going to hopefully be trying to make sure they don't push her up, which right now I'm creating enough of a intimidation factor that they won't chase her down. And additionally, Khepri's here, so we got her back with that. Already got 20 stacks in the Book of Thoth, which is good. Good. Because more stacks you get, more mana you get, and more magical power you get overall. So that's good. We're going to keep focusing on getting that Book of Thoth cleared up, because I just got 6 stacks off of that lane alone. Alright. Alright, my next, as you just saw, I just leveled up my ult again. Always, whenever you get the chance, just level up your ult. Level it up. It's a super. It's a one-shot. That's why you get it. Alright, I'm using my second ability to get back into the fight faster. I always level my second ability up last, mainly because, oh, they surrendered. I level up my second ability last mainly because you're not going to be, as long as you're playing safe, you're not going to need it. Then, so the next ability after you max your tornado will be your steroided, then your speed buff, then your ult. Ult will come last, generally. But anyway, that is the gameplay. Just sit back, farm minions. Eventually, you'll snowball into a one-shotting machine. I do hope you all enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And in the comment section, let me know what guide you want me to play next. Alright, you all have a good one.